Okay, we're going to look through the Seattle Police Department's Crisis Contact Database for individuals who were experiencing a behavioral crisis and ended up killed by the SPD. Now, this database only goes back to May 15th of 2015. So what I have done is I have identified 9 individuals during that time, since May 15th of 2015, who were in behavioral crisis and were killed by the SPD. So we're going to go through the list, starting with the oldest. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to look for the occurred date and time of the event. And the first person is Sam Toshiro Smith, who was killed on July 17th, 2015. July 17th, 2015. So I'm starting with 12:01 in the morning, and I'm going through. I'm going to give it an extra day in case for some reason the event happened late in the day and didn't get somehow coded until the day after. So I'm giving an extra day to the end of the day. I'm going to apply it, and we come up with 49 um, crisis contacts. Now, I've sorted these by the use of force indicator here in the right-hand column, such that anything with the use of force, it's either yes or no. Anything with the use of force, yes, appears at the top. I'll go through the column. I'll go through the lines here. You can see all the other 48. There's no use of force. So there's only one use of force on the 17th or 18th, and that indicates emergent detention at 8:41 in the morning. Sam Toshiro Smith was killed at 4:30 in the morning on the 17th. So that crisis contact is missing. Next one is Shun Ma, killed December 3rd, 2015. So, I'm sorry. Yes, December 3rd, 2015. So we're going to change this to December 3rd, 2015. And again, we'll go one extra day, December 4th, 2015 at the end of the day. We'll apply it. And again, once more, there's only one case that indicates a use of force. We'll scroll through the lines here. No other uses of force. I've sorted them so the use of force appears at the top. And this does match up. So Shunma was killed on December 3rd, 2015 in the morning. And what we see here is December 3rd, 2015 at 7:47 a.m. Subject arrested. That is almost certainly Shunma. The issue is the King County medical examiner determined that he died 12 days later, quote, due to an altercation with police, that is a homicide. So he died because of police altercation, with the ME labeling it a homicide. But that is still listed 7 years later as simply subject arrested. Okay, that's Shunma. Next, we'll go to Leighton Taylor. Leighton Taylor was October 11th, 2016. So change this to 16, October 11th. 16. Then we'll make this October 12th. We're going to hit apply. So Leighton Taylor, October 11th, 2016. Again, we can only find one use of force record in the 48 records, sorted so that any use of force appears at the top. That indicates the subject was arrested, not killed, not other. It happened on October 11th, at about 1 a.m. in the morning. Leighton Taylor was actually killed at 1 p.m. On the 11th. So again, there's no record that can even remotely match Leighton Taylor. Next, Charlena Lyles, killed by SPD in June 18th, 2017. We'll change this to A7 and June 18th. And again, same thing here. We're going to make this we'll add one day to it, June 19th. And we will apply it. Again, we come up with 48 rows. Any use of force indicator appears at the top. None of the other records show any use of force. Go to the one record that shows a use of force. It indicates the subject was arrested at about 1 a.m. in the morning on a, I'm sorry, we didn't apply it, did we? There we go, sorry. So now we're on Charlena Lyles, June 18th, and we search through the records here. We actually find that there's not one of the 47 records showing a use of force in June 18th or June 17th or 19th, sorry, June 19th, 2017. So again, Charlena Lyles was killed on June 18th, 2017, and there is no record that matches up with that. Okay, next one is Danny Rodriguez in February 7th of 2019. So we'll change this to 9, February 7. And change this to February 8th, give it one extra day. And we'll apply it. Okay, what we find, 47 rows, 2 showing any use of force. The remainder of the rows show no use of force. 2 records that show use of force. One indicates emergent detention. The other is subject arrested. No indication that there was a death or a homicide. No indication of anything other. It was simply subject arrested in the first record and emergent detention in the second. Also, Danny Rodriguez was killed at 3:42 in the morning, and these records are in the afternoon. So nothing here matches up with the behavioral crisis experienced by Danny Rodriguez, resulting in a SPD killing. Okay, next is Ryan Matthew Smith. That's May 8th of 2019. So we'll change this to May 8. And again, we'll give it one extra day here. May 9. We'll apply it. We have 65 crisis contact records. We can see that the ones with use of force are at the top, both coded yes. All the others are coded no. Go to the top. We see that in one case, the person was arrested here. In the other case, it was emergent detention, no indication anyone was killed or there was a homicide or death. And also, if we look at the time, Ryan Smith was killed at 7:24 p.m. These were at 5:19 and 6:10. So no indication that there's any record here of Ryan Smith. in behavioral crisis and killed by the Seattle police on May 8th. Again, all these May 8th records show no use of force. Next up is Terry Caver. That happened on May 19th, 2020. So 2020, May 19th. Again, we'll give it an extra day. And we will apply it. We see that there's 2 records indicating use of force, none of the others. If we go back up, we see one of them is for emergent detention and the other is marked other. So let's look at this record. And we'll notice a few things here. So there's a use of force indicator. Disposition of the case was other, no indication of death, no indication of homicide, just other. The time 321 matches up with Terry Caver's murder, which was 325. Now, what's interesting is if you notice the number here, the template ID, it's completely out of sequence with all these other numbers that are occurring at the same time. And as well, the reported date is listed as 8/10/2021. That's 15 months after the actual date of the incident, of the Terry Caver being in behavioral crisis and being killed by SPD. That's 15 months later. So the record is out of sequence. The date is 15 months after the date of the incident. It's coded as another and doesn't indicate anything more than use of force, yes or no. So very difficult to find it. It is in the database. It was entered there 15 months after the fact. Okay, next is Derek Hayden. He was killed in February 16th of 2021. So we'll change this to 2021, February 16th. And again, we'll go one day on the other side, February 16th, 17th rather. And we will apply it. Okay, we come up with one record showing a use of force, none of the others. That one record showing a use of force is in fact Derek Hayden. But just as we found with Terry Caver, the disposition is marked other, not homicide, not death in custody, not killing, not a shooting, simply marked as other. The time is right, 9:20. Derek Hayden was killed at 9:24. But again, as we saw with Terry Caver, you'll notice that the numbers are out of sequence. These all start with 208. This is 299. And again, when we look at the reported date, now the reported date should have been the date of, maybe possibly the day after, but Derek Hayden was killed February 16th of 2021, and the reported date here is November 30th. So that's 9.5 months after the actual incident. So again, difficult to find, but we did find Derek Hayden. And now the last one is the person killed on January 5th of this year and yet as yet unnamed. So that was on January 5th, 2022. So we'll put in January 5th. And 2022, we'll go to January 6th. And we will apply it. Now, we see 65 records, only one of which indicates a use of force of any nature. All these other records are marked no. The single record on top is marked yes. And if you notice, it says emergent detention, it's marked yes. That was on January 6th. The person killed on Beacon Hill was killed on January 5th. So the day is wrong. This is 426. The person killed on Beacon Hill January 5th was killed at 2:20. So the day is wrong. The time is, there's no indication of any case that matches up. And again, if we look at January 5th, we see no uses of force reported. So those are the 9 cases. Now what I'd like to do is get rid of this filter and go back to the raw data set. Now this is the full data set of 72,165 crisis contacts. And I want to sort it I'm sorry here, sorry. Sort it. As you can see, I'm doing this just to show you that I am doing this on May 24th, 2022 at 5:09 p.m., May 24th, 2022 at 5:09. And this data set is updated with crisis contacts as recently as May 1st. And so we are talking about 4 months, well, we're actually almost 5 months now, after the person was killed in Beacon Hill, and there is no indication that that person who is in clear behavioral crisis appears in this data set. And that completes